In this video, we're going to answer the question, should you buy the ASAT Classic Tribute Series from G&L? Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I am Dr. Mcfarland, coming at you again with another review in the Should You Buy series. So I recently saw this sucker on Sweetwater and I was like, man, I really love the body and the overall look of the guitar. But there are a few things that I'm not quite fond of, and this is probably just personal preference, but I'm going to go over some of the issues I have with this guitar, and maybe that will help you in your decision to figure out if you should buy this thing or not. So first off, we have a plain maple neck with a somewhat of a rosewood fingerboard. Looks like rosewood to me. And we do have the MDF pickups, and I will demonstrate those a little more in a bit. We do have some brass saddles, which are 6, and they are fully adjustable back and forth and up and down. So that's really good. Sometimes with Telecasters, you get one saddle per pair of strings. So you basically have 3 saddles that you have to kind of adjust and move around. And, you know, it is what it is. We have a very simple volume and tone knob and a 3-way switch. So let me get a few close-ups of this and then we'll start playing. Now, what really drew me to this guitar is actually the body. So I've always wanted some kind of F-hole guitar, and not just like a 335 style. I wanted like a Telecaster with an F-hole. And I was like, man, that looks really pretty. And then I really like the finish on this. We have a nice 3-tone sunburst finish. And this one had like the more straight grain. Some of the other options on Sweetwater, the grain was kind of, you know, curled in different ways. So this is more of like a quarter sawn type cut on the body. And just a quick plug, if you're not familiar with Sweetwater, they're actually a really good place to buy guitars, because they show you not only the guitar that you're considering to buy, but they also show you all the other options of that same model. So if there are 6 different guitars of that certain model, then they'll show you all 6 options. You can click on them, you can make sure they're the right serial number. You can really choose the one that you want. So when I saw this body, I was like, man, that looks so nice. Looks really good. But before I start playing, let me talk about what I don't like about this guitar. So I'm really spoiled, and I'm used to having pickups that are somewhat hum canceling and just don't have a lot of noise. And the MDF pickups do sound really good, but in certain positions you are going to get a little noise depending on how close you are to the amp, if you got a tube amp or a solid state, how much gain you have. And when I was playing at high volumes, the F-hole was kind of feeding back a little bit as well. So I'm like, that might be a deal breaker. But let me tell you about the biggest deal breaker for me personally, and that is the neck. Here lately, I've been playing a lot of roasted maple neck, so once again, I could be spoiled in that aspect. But this neck literally has 0 finish on it. It's almost like you can feel like the little burrs of the wood grain. It does somewhat feel smooth, but there's just something about it that is not, it just doesn't have that finished feel to me. And that goes for the fretboard as well. So if I'm looking at the frets here, they're not really that polished. The frets are a little rough to bend on. And I mean, fretting and chording and stuff is okay. But when I go to bend a string, there's just a little bit of friction there that I'm really not too fond of. So, but I do like the size of the frets. They're about medium jumbo, I would say. And I do like how the edges are not really that beveled. They're kind of straight and then go down at a hard angle, but they are smooth on the edges. So you don't get a lot of the fret sprout like you do on some cheaper guitars. So in that regard, it does feel really nice. But just overall, if I were to actually keep this neck, then I would probably take it off and use some tung oil and wipe it down real good. You know, douse the fretboard with tung oil, let it sit for a few days, let it dry really good. I think that would probably get me closer to what I want. I would also have to polish the frets a little bit. But really for me, it comes down to the neck. It's like, man, it was so close to being kind of perfect, other than the noise from the pickups. But without further ado, let me go ahead and play some tones for you. And then I'll adjust the pole pieces on the MDF pickups, and we can hear how we can accentuate the mids, cut the mids, accentuate the highs or the lows, or whatever you want. So I am playing through my Quilter Tone Block 202 with a 12 HD cab. And this is the sound of the bridge pickup. All right, let's go back to the bridge and let's crank the gain up on this tone block. So I want you to hear that noise that's going on with the pickups. When I put my hand on the strings, it's not so bad. But you do get that noise, and also in the neck position. And here's the middle. A little bit of hum there. No hum. And hum on the bridge. So if you're doing any kind of recording, you know, I prefer to have a quiet guitar as much as possible. But, you know, most guitars in the world, they don't have hum canceling pickups, so that's just something you got to deal with. All right, so they give you a little bag of tools to adjust the neck and also adjust the saddles and the pole pieces here. Alright, so here's the Allen wrench that we're going to use to adjust the pole pieces. So let's start with the neck. Let's see if we can brighten it up a little bit. So we're going to go lefty-loosey on this thing. And we're going to raise this up, maybe raise up the B string a little bit. So let's go back to a clean tone here and let's pluck each string at a time and then let's hear how it sounds. go back down. And let's just raise the middle two up a little bit. So that'll technically get us some more mid-range. You can tell these are potted. As you can see, there's a little bit of wax going on in there, which is cool. All right, here's another G chord. Okay, now let's test the bridge pickup. We're just going to raise the middle two. All right, let's lower them back down. Alright guys, so leave me your thoughts down in the comments and let me know if this is something that you would consider buying in the future. This is a really great guitar. I do like the body a lot and I do like the sound of the pickups. I could get past the little hum noise that's in there from time to time if need be, but really for me it comes down to the neck, and I'm just not a big fan of what this neck is. It's really just kind of plain. There's no character to it at all. Not a lot of wood grain popping out or anything. So for me, if I'm going to spend, you know, $700, if not a little bit more, then I would expect a little bit more from the neck department. So that's going to be it for this video. Thanks guys for watching. There are plenty of links in the description if you want to help support the channel by either buying a t-shirt, donating, buying my Sonic DNA IR pack, and also clicking through the links of Sweetwater and Amazon when you make your next purchase. So thanks guys for watching. I am Dr. Mcfarland. I will see you in the next video. Keep rocking.